I wanted to understand why you moved away from performance-based economics, whether that's per redemption or revenue share, or I mean, what trade-offs you had to do uh, from your perspective and the airline's perspective, Safir.
What I would say on this is it really uh, resulted from the conversations we had directly with our airline customers and our prospective airline customers. When we talked to them, uh, as we got into the conversation, what we found is that performance based pricing is one of those things that sounds fair on the surface, but it actually misaligns incentives in ways that quietly kill the relationship. So I give you an example. If we charge the airlines for every redemption that their loyalty members made at merchants around the world, what ends up happening is that the airline eventually wants to start controlling its costs. And so they then optimize for redemption volume, which means they don't want too much redemption volume because that starts costing them. So they start to make certain decisions that would actually limit the attractiveness of a merchant's offer. And therefore, they don't want to promote the program as much to their passengers because the more they promote it to passengers, the more passengers are going to start redeeming and the more the airline has to pay. So that is a perverse incentive. And that is not true partnership, you see? And so the member experience is ultimately going to be stronger if the members see value in this, and that if they see value, they're using it again and again and again. And that should mean every time they use it, they're thinking of the airline. That is a direct benefit to the airline. But if we ask the airline to pay for every single time that their customers and their loyalty members are thinking about it, again, like the incentives are just misstructured, right? So instead, we went the route of a flat fee model. So we charge an annual fee to the airline based on the number of destinations they want to activate in this merchant network. Keep in mind, we build merchant networks custom for each airline. So each airline has their own merchants in their own networks in the cities that they've chosen. So this is a really bespoke proposition. And as a result, we'll build it for them in the number of destinations that they choose, and we charge them accordingly. It also allows the airlines to plan better. They have visibility into how much this is going to cost. We recognize that we are a relatively new solution in the industry. And so if we're working with an airline, they don't want to be surprised. They don't want to have anxiety around this variable cost that could balloon by, a 6 month or a 12-month period because they don't necessarily know how to curtail it. And so we say, look, you have confidence that you can plan your investment accordingly. It's going to cost you this much for the whole year, and it's an annual fee, and this is what you get for it. And the airlines are happy with that level of visibility because it makes planning much, much, much more comfortable for them. And it allows us to ultimately optimize the member experience while delivering simplicity to the airline.